Gut inflammation. It's a slightly technical slide, but I don't think difficult to understand. I put it in because I think it's just worth knowing. It's not something you have to remember. But there are some gut bacteria have molecules called LPS. Let's just call them LPS. Okay. The LPS are toxic compounds that can cause inflammation in the body. LPS should stay inside the gut wall, but some foods, including high levels of stress, and this is a common, as I say, modern issue, can cause the walls of the gut to become leaky, and then it lets those LPS pass into the bloodstream. The gut lining should be very tight, so there should be no capacity for anything to pass through that lining because it's bound, it's interlocked, each cell is interlocked, and it's a completely impermeable unit. But so anything, the LPS should remain within that. But if that lining becomes inflamed and expands slightly because it's so inflamed, and then allows some porosity, is that a word? Porousness? You know what I mean by that. If it becomes gappy, then it actually allows those LPS to pass into the bloodstream directly, and that's a major problem. Combination of industrial oils and refined carbs actually increases your gut permeability. So if you're regularly doing takeaway food, maybe processed foods, restaurant foods, you are more likely, when you combine that with your more processed carbohydrates, more sugary type of carbohydrates or flour products, that's going to result in gut permeability. So you are likely to cause leaky gut, which allows more of those LPS to pass through. Also allergens, food particles, pathogens, because now suddenly you've got this gut that, although it should have been tight and closed, it's now got all these holes in it that are quite large that just allow stuff from the stomach to pass through. It promotes inflammation. And here's the sad news, the very sad news, it can happen after one meal. Now, I'm not saying don't eat a crappy meal every now and then. You know my take. What you do most of the time counts. What you do some of the time doesn't. We live in a modern world. There are engineered foods that are really delicious, and we don't want to be too pedantic about this. But so despite the fact that some harm can occur after just one meal, I think that it's important to keep in mind that we can manage the load as long as we're aware and we're putting measures in place most of the time, and that allows us the ability to let our hair down every now and then and eat something that is less than ideal without it being too negatively impactful on the body.